Well, welcome everyone to season 1, session 15 of Bridging Generations with Howard Snooks. And I am Howard, and I have a guest today named Riley Burns, and I'm going to turn the mic over to him in just a minute. He can fill you in. But I just want to tell you all that my idea behind this podcast is how to have authentic conversations and relationships with people between generations, or between people with different generations. Like, Riley and I are clearly, I don't know, I could maybe be his grandfather. I don't know. But he's at least one generation younger than I. And so it's just sort of an adventure and a way to sort of see what might be some difficulties in that, and what are some of the pleasures that you get out of actually having a relationship between generations. And to sort of set the stage, I always start with a dad joke. So here it is for today. I was going to tell you a time traveling joke, but you didn't like it.
All right. There we go. That's setting the stage pretty well.
So Riley, thanks for coming on.
Yes, I appreciate the invite.
And, we don't know one another well, but I've known you for 4.5 years or so. And it's been a sort of a business relationship, a financial services business. So I've never had like an in-depth conversation with you, but I thought you were a cool enough guy. It would be fun to invite you to be on here.
Flattered.
And you're definitely a different generation as well. So you fit the criteria.
There you go.
So I'm going to turn the mic over to you and let you sort of just tell a little bit about yourself. And if I have a question, I'll ask you a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Yeah, no, like you said, we've known each other about 4.5 years now. But it's always been strictly business. So when you invited me on, I was happy to be on this podcast with you. A little background on myself. I grew up around the Kansas City area. Didn't move out here until college. Went to Colorado State. So
go Rams.
There
Me
we go.
too.
Finally.
Yeah.
Everyone I work with down here went to CU.
No, my parents wouldn't let me go to see you.
Good for them.
Because land grant, you're going to a land grant university.
That's true. So we had that going. So went to CSU, and after college, I was a COVID grad.
Wow.
So kind of gets you an idea of my age at that point. So it was a little bit tough finding jobs at that point. Found a gig in Philadelphia. And
what was your major in college?
I went to school for finance, so I did want to stick in this field. I kind of knew that from kind of starting I went into college. You go up to CSU, it probably was a little different back then, but in the business school, they have different concentrations. So I knew I wanted to do some form of business. My dad owns a restaurant back in Kansas City area. I've kind of always been around it, exposed to it.
Really?
Didn't know what kind. So then freshman year, they kind of give you the rundown: accounting, marketing, finance, all these different things. And I'm like, I kind of like the financial planning aspect, because I like the finance part, but the planning, a little bit more client facing, helping people, always like that aspect. And I went through with that. And like I said, got this job out of college in Philly.
Did you finish in 4 years?
I did finish in 4 years, right on the dot,
sir.
right
Me
on
too.
the dots.
Me too.
There we go. And so went out there, and job wasn't all I was hoping for, but that's all right. I stuck it out for a year, waited till the lease was up. I knew I wanted to get back to Colorado eventually, and was fortunate enough to meet Neil, of course. That's our mutual connection.
Yes.
And have been working with Neil for 4.5 years now, and love it out here. I don't plan on ever leaving at this point.
Wow.
So,
okay.
A little context for education and background.
All right. Okay, so that's sort of your work history
My
here.
work history, right.
So let's see, if you're cold, you must have been born in the 1998, 1999, something like that?
Yeah, 97.
97.
Yep. So I think I'm 28.
You're 28?
Yeah, that would make me 28 at this point.
Wow. See, I don't know, it'd be tough to pull it off, but you could be my grandchild.
Yeah.
I have cousins just my age.
Mm-hmm.
They're great-grandparents now. Great-grandparents. Yeah.
See, funny about that, I was fortunate. My family has good longevity, you could say. At one point when I think it was about 3 years old, I had a great-great-grandmother who lived to be 103.
I love that. Well, my grandmother lived to be 99.
Almost got to the big one.
Yeah, she almost did. But she was a great great grandmother.
Yeah.
She had several great great grandchildren. And I knew my great grandparents when I was growing. I grew up in the Durango area, and they were all ranching families. And I remember my great grandparents.
Yeah.
Wow, they're tough old pioneers. That's what it's like. Whoa,
I can imagine. Cut from a different cloth.
Right.
Yeah.
So, were you from the Missouri side or the Kansas side of Kansas City?
I was from the Missouri side, actually a little bit north of there, a town called St. Joseph.
St. Joseph.
You're aware?
Well, an old friend of mine from CSU actually was from St. Joseph.
No
so that's how I met him.
No
I mean,
way.
that's how I knew about the town.
Home of the Pony Express.
And it's got all this history. It's like it gets listed as must-see towns in Missouri. If you're
Ooh, I mean, we'll take that.
because they say this is quaint,
Yeah. There's cool things.
There's history there.
Pony Express started,
and
there,
that's really
kind of
something.
thing.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah. So I tell people just when I'm around, I say Kansas City area, because unlike you, most people are St. Joe. I don't know what you're talking about, but it was a great place to grow up. I was actually just back there a few weeks ago for a buddy's wedding, and got to go back see all the grandparents. I'm still fortunate to have all 4 grandparents still alive, so got to see everyone when I go back. See some friends. My brother still lives in Kansas City. My parents live out here now. They followed us out here.
What?
Yeah, they followed us out. So when I came to CSU, my brother's a year younger than me. He followed me the year after, and about a year after that, my parents were like, well, if you guys are out here, maybe we'll come. So my mom moved out right away. My dad was kind of splitting time back and forth. Like I mentioned earlier, he still has that restaurant back there. And then eventually he's kind of more hands off at this point. He's fortunate to have good managers back there, so he only has to go back once a quarter or so. And yeah, they're both out here.
That's living the good life. Do they live in Boulder? Or
no, they're out in Erie, so about a half hour from here.
Well, my great 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 grandparents lived in a ranch north of Erie. They came in 1859 to this area.
It's probably still up there.
The school, they had a school, so this rural areas, they built schools, and then the school teacher lived and people, and the schoolhouse is still there, I believe, although I've not located. They've moved the schoolhouse, but that's
interesting. I know there's just north of my parents' place, there's just a lot of farmland out there, so there's probably could be up there still. They
left the family in 1949, I read. My great great grandparents then, their daughter married this Danish immigrant, and they headed down to the southwest to Durango. So that's where. So I just sort of vaguely knew I had relatives that lived up around Longmont somewhere. I mean, that's what my dad said. Oh yeah, they're around Longmont somewhere.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, it's a good spot. So yeah, I'm fortunate to have parents out here, grandparents still alive. Things have been going pretty well for them.
That's a big thing for your parents to leave their parents, really.
It was really tough for my mom, especially. She's really close. She's got 2 other sisters. She goes back pretty often. Her sisters will come out and visit. I know that was tough for them. It was a big change, but I think they wanted to be closer to us. But then now my brother's back there, so they're kind of split in the middle here.
Well, so what kind of restaurant was it that you're?
It's fast food, kind of like a Dairy Queen type place. My grandparents started it.
You're kidding?
No, yeah.
There's history to this.
There's some history here. So my grandparents started this. Oh gosh, I wouldn't know the exact year. I still, whenever I go back to their house, I see the first dollar made plaque they have. But so they had that probably in the 80s, I would guess. And then my dad purchased it from them. So it was just one store, and then he opened up a second. So now there's 2 stores called Cabana and Cabana Grill. I'm putting in a plug, I guess, for if you're ever back in St. Joseph, Missouri, you want tallest cones in town.
See, I was going to ask what the specialty was, and I know there's always
one.
Soft
serve,
there's always
hamburgers. Nothing healthy, to be honest with you, but it's good.
No Mexican food, even though it was called Cabana.
No.
It's all burgers,
It's all
hot-
burgers, fries, hot dogs.
hot dogs,
Tenderloins. That is a Midwestern delicacy. if
Those
you're
pork
aware.
tenderloin
Pork
sandwich.
tenderloins, fried tenderloins. Yeah, that's
Yep.
probably our biggest selling item. I mean, my dad had me starting working at that store. I was probably, it was like 7th, 8th grade. And the store, a lot of the regulars, it's kind of a pretty rough blue collar, working guys
Right.
coming in.
Right.
I remember just being terrified. I'm just this little kid taking their orders, and I was just so scared taking these. I don't want to mess up their orders and anything.
Did anything ever happen?
No, I did great. Yeah, and I think it was good for me. I've been in front of people doing basically customer service since I can remember.
Well, think about that.
I know.
Like you got over the rough part first. These
Yeah.
tough guys going to beat you up.
Yeah.
And now they didn't.
No,
And so
they're
now you're
always
fine.
nice guys.
Yeah.
They may look rough on the outside, but they were always nice guys.
That's cool.
And so I think that probably did factor into my decision of, because I was always real into math and numbers and things growing up. So I like the finance part of it. But then in my career, the financial planning and more customer service facing parts probably came from that. I've always enjoyed the person to person. I could never just be sitting behind my desk crunching numbers, running spreadsheets all day. That's just not the type of person I am, to be honest with you.
Well, the way you describe it, who would do that? But some people do like it.
Some people love it.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's their whole thing. But
But you sort of like to interact with people. And
yeah,
get to know.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Picking up the phone, calling
Yeah.
people, just talking to people like you all day.
Yep. Yeah, I still have this sort of problem I got to solve. How to get some stocks over to.
Oh, yes. We'll talk about that off air.
we shouldn't talk about it online.
We'll make it happen.
Okay. So if your grandparents, both sets of grandparents,
Yep.
did your parents like go to the same school or something together?
They met at University of Missouri down in Columbia. So they both went to school down there. That's where they met. They've been together since then. I always thought I was going to go to school there, to be honest with you. Just because growing up, go down there for basketball, football games. We always had football season tickets.
Yeah.
I still unfortunately follow the University of Missouri sports teams and put way too much emotional weight into it because it just lets me down year after year. But
does it?
That's another
It's like the
story.
Chicago Cubs or something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, end of the year, only one team's a winner,
Yeah,
regardless of the sport.
Right.
So,
Right.
but yeah, they met down there.
But they were both from St. Joseph.
My mother was from Liberty, Missouri, outside of Kansas City, a little suburb of Kansas City, and my dad was from St. Joe. So grandparents are still up there on his side. Grandparents are still down in Liberty for my mom's side. Everyone else is local. And pretty small family. My dad's only child, so my mom has 2 sisters. I only have 4 direct cousins. So
Wow.
yeah.
When I was growing up, I had this huge family.
That's how a lot of people are.
Yeah, but I'll tell you this, it's gotten a lot less now. I just
Really?
went, my mother's youngest brother just turned 90.
Mm.
And he lives in Reno.
Okay.
He was a mining superintendent. Went to the Colorado School of Mines and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so that there are 5 siblings in the family. He's the youngest. He turned 90. That means all those siblings got to be at least 90 years old. Wow. So that's kind of cool.
Kind of
I
goes
think.
back to our longevity conversation.
But I'll tell you, my family's much smaller now than it was.
Really?
It was a giant family,
You still have a lot of connections in Durango?
All I have left are 2 cousins, really. I have some other cousins. I'm not as close to these other cousins. They live outside of Durango in this town called Bayfield.
Okay.
And so I go down there regularly, and I love Durango. I think it's one of the prettiest towns there could be.
Oh, yeah. Do they get any snow down there or nothing?
I think they're going to get some snow, and they got more snow recently than they did.
What's the nearest ski resort down there?
Purgatory.
Oh, that's right, Purgatory. Is like that Wolf Creek kind of down that area?
Wolf Creek is there.
Yeah.
The best name there's also this other ski area. It's pretty small, and it barely operates now. But when I was a kid, before Purgatory, it was called Stoner.
Stoner. There you go. Did it have a reputation?
Well, that was the name of the family.
Okay.
Actually, the Stoners were good friends of my mom and
Yeah.
her family. So, But it was pretty funny. I thought that was really.
Is it still running?
It's still.
operating?
I think it's still running. It's not that far from Telluride, really.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I need to get down there. I've never been to Telluride. I'd love to get Telluride. You probably spent a lot of time there.
Well, Telluride didn't open. I'll tell you this other story about my family. My parents were in the oil and gas business, and they lived in Durango from when I was a kid, then moved to Farmington, New Mexico, and took over this. They were jobbers, it's called. They owned wholesale oil and co. And then they retired, and they're going, well, we need to have, a second home somewhere. So they're trying to decide Pagosa Springs or Telluride. And Telluride at the time had just opened. Nobody knew what was going to happen. Mm-hmm. And they finally decided on Pagosa Springs.
Oh.
And that it wasn't like there was a bad decision to make. But who would have known that Telluride would turn into
what it is? I know. It's just what do they call it? The Alps of the Rockies, or is that what they call it?
Switzerland. Well, Ouray is called the Switzerland of the Rockies.
That's right.
But Ouray's not too far away.
Yeah.
Well, so we're talking about skiing and stuff. What do you kind of like to do?
Yeah, I know. Before we were on air, I was kind of asking you about the biking and things, because I know we were talking about the Majorca and places. I ride bikes. That's kind of been
that's your thing.
My main hobby of the last, pretty much since COVID. I mean, growing up, I was always really involved in sports, whether it was traveling baseball, basketball. Played some football in high school. That wasn't really my thing. Golf. And then in college, unless you're playing an actual sport, it's just kind of recreation, intramurals. Mm-hmm. So I still did that through college. And then during COVID, I would get around school using my little fixie bike. And I started just going on longer rides on the bike. And I'm like, this is kind of fun. Huh. And then I keep riding, and then I'm like, well, maybe I should get a bike. And one of my great uncles used to ride, and he gave me a 2001 Trek 2100, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I'm like, it's a beautiful steel frame, blue and yellow paint job. It would have been like what Lance Armstrong was riding at the time. So at the time, good bike. Nowadays, not so much. I didn't know the difference.
Right.
So I get that bike. I ride a little bit. I keep getting more into it. And next thing I know, I'm like, well, I think I'm ready to buy my own bike. And I mean, I've been riding pretty religiously for 4 years now. I do some racing.
Do you?
Yeah. I do gravel racing.
I was going to ask about gravel.
Yeah,
everything seems to be gravel.
It's a trendy thing, especially in a place like Boulder.
Right.
I mean, we're kind of in the Mecca, you could say, for riding in the United States. But yeah, it's great, especially being around here, and a lot of the events are local, which has helped. I mean, people travel all over for this stuff, and there's so many great events like Fort Collins. They have the Foco Fondo that's exploded on the scene the last few years. I mean, there's one in Trinidad, the Rad, they call it. Winter Park has a race. I mean, you look on a calendar, pretty much every weekend of the summer, there's going to be a race. So I try to do, the last couple of years, I've been doing about 3 a year. It kind of helps for training and, really kind of having something to train for at the end of the day. It's fun to just ride. I enjoy the social aspect of it, doing it with friends. But because of my background playing sports, I still have that competitive drive.
Do you?
So I like doing races. It keeps me honest, because there's a lot of strong people out here. There's a lot of fast people in Colorado.
Well, that's a very interesting story.
Yeah.
Maybe you've answered the question. I was going to ask, what do you get out of sports? And I guess part of the answer is, well, I have this competitive drive, and that helps me. But is there anything else you can say about what does sports do for you?
I mean, it gives me something to work towards. At the end of the day, you go to work, you do your things, but having, after your 9 to 5, your 5 to 9 or whatever, having something to do afterwards, to keep things interesting, you could say.
Is that where most of your friends, are they also in the biking scene, or do you have?
Yeah, I have different friends. I got my college buddies who are still out here.
Yeah.
Not those guys aren't too into it, and then I've met a ton of great people through biking, whether it's different races or group rides. I've got a really good group of guys that I'm hang out with pretty much all the time now that I've met through it. So it's a good connector, and I know a lot of the times, and especially today's world, it's tough to meet new people after college sometimes, especially if you're in a new place.
Yeah,
which is always a huge thing. And,
but you went through COVID. That has an impact, I think.
Doesn't it? I think it does too.
Yeah.
And another thing, so as I mentioned, out of school, I moved out to Philadelphia for a year, and I was very fortunate. My landlord happened to be in the same building. I live kind of downtown center city of Philadelphia, and this guy was great, Mark Travis. He rode bikes, and he heard I was kind of getting into it. He's like, so why don't you come with us? Like, come with our guys. So I was, I was half the age of all these guys, but I mean, these guys were great that I rode with. They taught me everything because I was new to it. I didn't know how to ride with a group. I didn't know how to do anything. And these guys taught me all of this. They gave me all their gear that they had, old gear. I mean, they were always doing anything in their power to help me kind of get more involved with it. And I think if I didn't have those guys, I probably wouldn't be into it as much as I am today.
Well, so what a perfect segue into the part of bridging generations.
Exactly.
Their mentors.
They were great.
Well, so let's hear a little bit more. Mark, was it?
Yeah, Mark. So Mark was my landlord out in Philadelphia. There's also another connection there because he happens to work for Morgan Stanley. Gotcha. So he knew what I was doing for my job out there at the time, and he knew kind of the route I was taking initially. He was like, "This is going to be tough for you." So he was spot on as a mentor. I mean, he was the definition of a mentor. He not only the work related part, because he kind of helped me through that when I was out there, but also, like I said, riding bikes, being social, meeting new people, the other aspect of it. Yeah. Mark, he was he's an advisor out in Philadelphia.
How old a guy is he?
He's let's see, he was at the time, this is 5 years ago, I think he was about 55, so he's probably about 60 or so.
A young guy.
A young guy, you could say, quote unquote.
Yeah.
No, he was a great guy.
I can say that.
I can't say that, of course. Right. It's twice my age. I'm just joking. But Mark was great. He taught me a lot about the business even, and kind of gave me different avenues because, even when I was out there feeling discouraged, like, Mark, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I want to keep staying on this route. And he's like, well, maybe this side of things, because it was kind of a sales job, and that's just not really my thing, especially what I was selling, you could say. I think maybe I could be good about it if I believed in what I was doing, but I wasn't really connected or felt any attachment to what I was doing.
Inauthentic. It was not authentic.
It was not at all. No, okay. I didn't like what they were doing.
Okay.
So, I was discouraged from that part. I'm like, is this all it is? But he told me, there's different avenues to do this. This guy he was interesting. He was like a biology major of some sorts, and he had a PhD in something, and then somehow he ended up in the world of finance. Just a super sharp guy, could do anything he wanted to.
Okay.
But his encouragement definitely helped me. And I know when I was interviewing for this job, I think they did check in with him because he was also Morgan Stanley. Funny enough. So he could have helped me get this job. I don't know.
So Neil never told you that?
I don't know. Maybe they did. I don't know. But yeah, that's how the Neil connection was different, of course. But maybe they vetted Mark to ask him some questions about me. So yeah, those Philly guys were great. Very important to where I'm at, especially when it comes to riding bikes, which nowadays is kind of my main hobby activity.
Yeah. And your friend, like when I think of bike riders, I also think of beer drinking.
Oh,
I mean,
it goes hand in hand.
don't you think it?
Oh,
So is
totally.
so do you and your buddies meet for beers
Yeah.
at the
I just did that last night.
uh,
Yeah.
Rayback Collective? Or?
Yeah. I mean, there's anywhere. There's this group I ride with in Denver, Colorado Cruisers. And last year we would always finish every ride at Denver. What's it called? DBC, Denver Beer Collective, I think.
Mm.
They have a little spot kind of by the REI in the downtown
Oh,
area.
oh,
right around
yeah.
there. So it
Oh,
goes hand
that's
in
such
hand.
a cool spot in
Yeah.
Denver.
No, yeah. Riding bikes and drinking beer.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to earn your beers, of course. So that's why we ride. At the
Right,
end of the day.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. So you've got yourself a social scene then going on, and you seem like content. Like, I don't mean content the rest of your life. This is exactly how you're going to be,
No.
but you like the life you're having right now. It seems
No,
like
it's great. I have no complaints. It was once I got this job, things have been going great. Like our mutual connection, obviously Neil. I mean, you know how great Neil is.
Yeah, he's a great
fantastic guy. Couldn't ask for a better boss. I love the people I work with. I work with a lot of people like you. And
yeah, let's talk about you and the old geezers.
You mean the old geezers?
Yeah.
I love working with the old geezers.
Because it's a financial. So I have not a retirement account, but it's a financial account I have with Morgan Stanley. So Riley helps me out sometimes with the nuts and bolts of that. So, and most of the people that have accounts like that, I mean, I don't know what they're all like, but there's quite a few that are getting pretty elderly. They're using it to support their retirement is what they're doing.
Of course.
So you have a lot of experience then with working with these.
Yeah.
So tell me some stories about them.
Stories about you guys?
Yeah.
I gotta careful line with client
you have to be careful. Client confidentiality.
No, I mean it is great. I love being that connection point where I've been with these with my team for long enough that most people are calling in and they kind of want to talk to me. Not that they don't want to talk to Neil or the other guys, but they know I'm kind of the service points, which I love doing. I love helping people. I always like to joke that the biggest gap you could say that we could be bridging is working on being able to do DocuSign. I'm just joking.
No, I totally
No, you're
understand.
good. You're
I
good.
understand
You're
what
good.
you're saying about
DocuSign's horrible. No, I'm kidding. That's just part of the job. But I always like to joke about that. I have young people who struggle with it too. So I'm not.
I mean, there's things like, I know it's not really hard, but there's steps that are intuitive steps that you don't really, if you don't have that built-in intuition. Like the other day, I kind of finally learned how to connect cell phones together, to
do like the tap thing.
The tap thing. And that's the easiest thing in the world. But it seems like magic to me when that happens.
Yeah. And especially this industry, it's ever changing. And I mean, AI is just getting started. I mean, it's here, but in terms of the capabilities for our business, I mean, before I came over here, we just got off a call with our whole complex telling us about the new agents and tools they're adding in. And it's going to be a game changer. I think that, people said this has happened for years that, this is going to take out the financial advisor. It's a dying role.
Yeah.
I think people are always going to want someone to talk to. Because think, if you call in to somewhere and you get stuck talking to a robot, that can be frustrating. I think the human aspect of it is always going to be there, but it's how we can utilize these different tools to make things easier for our clients like you. It's just kind of the biggest change in the industry at the moment. Obviously a very regulated industry, as you could imagine. So things take time for approvals, but it's great. It's an exciting time to be in it.
Well, my joke about it is we have to get AI to realize how they can put us to use.
Yeah, exactly. So it's interesting.
Well, I was a therapist for such a long time. And by the way, I still do some online life coaching. If anybody out there is interested in that, that is something I still do to keep I really like counseling and therapy, and this gives me an opportunity to do it. But, it's the same thing. People say, well, if you have AI will do a much better job than a regular human being in giving people advice and stuff like that. But the ironic thing about being a therapist is you soon learn that people don't really want advice.
They just want to talk.
They want to talk, and they want to come to their own solutions. And if you can help them clarify some things, if you can ask them a question with one eyebrow raised so they start to have a few doubts about what they're saying, that's really is what you need to do. So it's subtle, it's not like it's an easy thing to do, but it's not the same as, well, you need to, you need to get your kids in line. You need to get them to behave. You need to, just whatever advice they might have for you. You should, live more healthily.
I mean, Neil and I joke about this all the time. Sometimes we feel like we're just glorified
therapists.
Yeah.
You're like a bartender.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's definitely true. Especially when it has to do with money, because money,
it's the most sensitive thing.
It's so sensitive to people.
And that's something you always have to be cognizant about in this job. I mean, this is people's life savings we're helping with. So, and I think that was one of the main reasons I was drawn to this career is the helping people through their lives, putting a kid through college, retiring, buying a second home, whatever it would be. Just being able to share that with them, helping them through that way.
Well, one of the things that Neil said to me when I was first working with him that helped convince me was he says, well, the plan I have for you is the same plan I have for my dad.
There you go.
That's perfect.
There you go. Now, that's a good guy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Howard? Howard Lubar, sorry.
Oh, I do know Howard Lubar.
Yeah.
Because he belongs to the same club I do.
That's right.
And so I've met Howard a few times.
He
is a great guy.
I always joke he's our worst client. I love him. He's a great guy.
This is Howard.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you call me. Kidding.
That's pretty funny. Well, so what kind of goals do you have in the future?
Yeah.
What?
we have some changes, happening at work, and I feel like I'm on a pretty good trajectory to keep moving up. One day I would like to get into that financial advising role. There's some steps you got to do to get there, and I think
there's all these different levels, isn't there?
Yeah, there's levels to everything. I mean, at the moment I'm more on the service side, so there's certain things I can't do. There's things I can do, but the goal would eventually be to get there. At the moment, I love what I'm doing. I'm getting a lot of experience working under Neil, learning from him. He's a great guy to learn from. He's obviously been very successful. And I don't really have a timeline. People like to do the 3, 5, 10 year, whatever it would be, but I kind of just take things day by day. And
oh, you mean like a plan for your life?
Yeah,
a 3-year plan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm just kind of taking things as they're coming. No, I don't want to put too hard of a deadline on myself, but I feel like things are going well. So, yeah.
Well, would you have to get more educational degrees?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm about to start studying for my CFP. I need to start studying for it. That's a certified financial planner.
Yeah.
So that would be one step in getting there. It's not something I need for my job. It's something I kind of want to do for myself and to be more of a tool for the team. They can use me. Obviously, we have a lot of resources with our firm, but being able to be that guy on the team, make myself more valuable. That's kind of the next step for me in the near term.
Well, that's always a wise thing to do.
Yeah, and it's a tough test too. That's why I've been putting it off for so long. So it's probably, people say you got to take like a year to study for it. So.
Well, now, like an equivalent to the CFP would be like an accountant getting their CPA.
CPA, yeah, probably.
So one of the things about CPAs is they gauge how difficult the test is going to be based on how many people they need that year. They sort of do this demographic insight. We need, let's say, 10,000 new CPAs. So we're going to do the test so that 10,000 people pass it. Do you think that's similar with CFPs or not?
That's a good question. I don't know. One of my, funny enough, one of my professors up at CSU wrote questions for the CFP. So you can imagine how hard those exams were. They were brutal, but they prepared you well. I don't know. I know it's a tough test. They offer it twice a year. I'm pretty sure one in the spring, one in the fall. I don't know. about that though, compared to the CPA. We always need more accountants. They're probably happy tax day just ended yesterday.
I know. Yeah. Is there relief coming now?
Yeah, I mean, my job will slow down a little
Yeah,
bit.
my 1090. By the way, my 1099 didn't come. I had to go especially to pick one up.
We'll talk about that off air. Just kidding. That's a big thing during this time of the year. Is just helping people get out. Obviously, I'm not doing the taxes, but I'm helping be the bridge to the CPA or whoever.
It's complicated, getting out. Even in retirement, it's complicated.
Of course, yeah.
Together.
I mean, you'll be figuring stuff out for the rest of your life.
Okay, so we've listed some mentors already.
Yeah.
Your grandparents sound like they count. Your parents, definitely. Mark, Neil.
Yep.
Anybody else? The professor at CSU that writes the hard.
Yeah, I've had a few good teachers. I mean, probably some coaches growing up, especially a high school football coach. That was never my thing. I was never great at football. I was decent, but that guy, I mean, he's just your classic old school tough-nosed coach. Yeah, I mean, he was
Midwest football.
Funny enough, he coached my dad when my dad was younger. So my dad always jokes like, you got him when he's like on his soft side. This guy was crazy back in the day.
Interesting.
Which I'm sure he was, because he was coaching us when he was, late 60s and his 70s. But I think he was definitely another major mentor for me in terms of just being just a good man. He was big. He was a great coach, but he was big on just instilling us young high schoolers different life skills and things that are, I take with me still to this day. I don't know if he may have retired at this point, but he was a great coach, great man, and definitely had an influence on me. He was tough though, very tough. I still have dreams about those practices. That's how tough it was.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's a bad dream or what.
Well, what do you think? Was it a bad dream or a good dream? Or is it like,
no, it's more like
it's just a story of this is what made me.
We have a big game coming up, and I'm late to the game, or I mean, everyone has those dreams, or I forgot the plays.
Oh God,
things like that.
Yeah, I remember I used to have dreams about. There's a class at school at CSU or wherever that I was supposed to get to, and so I'd start walking. I go, I'm not quite sure where it is. And then there'd be this huge canyon in front of me, and I'd have to go down the canyon, and then there's a mountain. It's like, where is this classroom?
Do you still have those?
I've had them. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm 76 years old, and I still have dreams like.
Well, it's good to know those aren't going away anytime soon for me.
Well, as a therapist, dreams are important.
That's true. It's true.
And it's not, people go, well, I had a dream like this. So what does that mean? Yeah. Well, let me look up my dream interpretation. That isn't really how it works.
Oh, you don't have that book ready?
I don't have that book at the ready.
Let me tell you this exact dream, and I want you to interpret it exactly for me.
AI might give it a try.
Okay, I'll plug it in there.
Well, tell me this. Is there anybody you can think of that, well, in a way, the coach, what he did was offer you challenges, and you had to overcome the challenges. And that's a good thing to do.
Oh, 100%. Because at the time, I'm thinking it's, oh, this guy's tough. Like, why is he?
Did he intimidate you in a way?
Oh, totally. Mm-hmm. And he had a presence about him. So, I'm thinking at times, like, I can't stand this guy. But, looking back, even not that long after I was done with it, I could recognize how important it was that he was the way he was, helping us be better men at the end of the day. That's all he cared about. And
he wasn't malicious. He wasn't sadistic. No. He wasn't, that can happen sometimes.
It can. I've been really fortunate to, have a bunch of different coaches and teachers throughout my life. And though there have been some who have been hard, nothing that's ill intent, you could say.
Right.
Everyone was always looking out for my best interest. So even in where I am today, I recognize that, and I'm very fortunate to have those different men surround me throughout my life.
Yeah. Did you ever run into one that was malicious or was damaging or?
That's what I'm trying to think about. And no one really comes to mind, which is, I mean, very fortunate, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I know.
That is fortunate.
I know. I got a little too good here, I guess.
Well, you're a lucky guy.
I am.
And you can take advantage of that. And also, I think you're a guy, you don't like make sweeping generalizations. Like, this guy scares me, so he's a jerk. It's like,
oh, totally.
You sort of go, I wonder why I'm so scared about him.
Yeah.
And then you sort of figure out how to deal with him. And it really becomes a developmental accomplishment to be able to figure that out. That's what it seems like.
It can be good and bad. Unfortunately, I do see the good in everyone. So maybe I can look past the bad.
What a shame that is.
No, you know what I mean.
I do.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to swallow hard, probably.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, that's an interesting question. Yeah, we have a few minutes here to talk about that. Because there are people that are toxic.
Yeah.
But, toxic is a word that gets used, sort of like gaslighting is done all the time now. Well, just because you have a disagreement or just because someone's perspective is different than yours doesn't mean they're gaslighting.
Yeah.
And if someone is being mean to you, it depends on, like, there's the feeling of someone, sort of like criticizing you, or, versus do they actually have some sadistic intent, or are they looking out for your best interest?
Yeah.
I think those are decisions that a lot depends on kind of your own psychology, I think, like how open a person can be, what their own experiences have been with solving problems with people. If they live in a family where people can't solve their problems, then they probably get more anxious and nervous if they run into a, person that has to be negotiated with.
No, you're right. And I think it all does come back to a lot of the upbringing and how you're brought up. And both my parents are great, fortunate, very easygoing people. So I think that kind of just stuck with me.
And are there two brothers?
Just one brother. Yeah.
I mean, you are the other brother. I meant there are two kids in your family.
Yeah.
Okay. And is he older than you? No, he's younger than you.
Yeah, 18 months. So
18
pretty close
months?
in age. Yeah.
Irish twins.
Yeah, exactly. Grew up. We still got the same friend groups back home and everything.
Wow.
So it was good.
Huh.
We always hung out together and everything. So that was nice to have growing up. And even when he came out here to CSU to follow me to college. So.
Did you enjoy your time at CSU?
I loved it. I love Fort Collins.
I think it's such a great town.
Yeah.
And it's getting better and better too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I thought it was cool when I went there.
Old Town's the best.
The old town is the best. I was just up there. Well, it was a few years ago now. It was my 50th year of graduate.
Really?
I graduated 50 years ago. It was in 2021 is when. So it's been 55 years now.
Coming up on that. Yeah.
But that's when they start to think, well, it's about time to start thinking about maybe they want to leave a little money to the school.
Right.
So they have this special event.
Oh, I'm sure
people.
they do. They know their demographic up there.
One thing that's interesting, I think, is the campus has totally changed.
Yeah.
It doesn't look anything like the campus that I
still got the oval up there.
It still has the oval.
Speaking of that, I don't know if you saw when all those big windstorms were happening the other month, one of the big trees fell down, which is like, I mean, those trees are hundreds of years old.
Wow.
It's kind of a big deal up there.
Well, you know what happened to me at CSU? This was 1969. I was walking with a friend. We had come back from a movie or something. We were walking on College Avenue, and there was this building called Old Main. And all of a sudden, these firemen came rushing out of Old Main. They said, "Everybody get back, get back." And the Students for Democratic Society had set dynamite in it and blew up
What?
Old Main. And I was just like, saw it happen right in front of me.
No way.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's happened in Fort Collins like that since then, probably.
No. But
it's a pretty laid back place.
It is a laid back place. No, I was very happy going. I went to graduate school back east, so I didn't stay. But no, I always appreciated my time at CSU.
Yeah,
I was glad to
great
do
place.
it.
Yeah, I'm happy to stay local around the area.
So you don't have plans to move anywhere.
No.
Whatever happens in your life with your CFP or whatever, you kind of you have you're motivated. Like what motivates you, I guess would be.
Yeah, what motivates me?
Yeah.
I never want to stay too content. I mean, I feel like I'm in a good place in my life, but it goes back to riding, and you were asking why people do sports. I think that's a good motivator in life, to keep chasing goals, trying to be the best version of yourself. In terms of career, that's kind of the next step with me and growing.
Yeah.
I have no plans to leave. Like I said, I've been working with Neil for 4.5 years now. Don't have any plans to leave him.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd let me, even if I tried to. I do too much.
Are you his right hand man now?
Yeah,
All right.
I do everything for him. So
okay, last question.
Yeah.
Do you have any relationship goals?
Yeah, I've been. I have a girlfriend, and we have a great relationship, and plan to grow with her and help her achieve her career goals.
What kind of career goals does she have? I'm not.
That's a good
I don't want to know the
question.
detail. I just want to know how the two of you sort of mesh together.
That is a good question. She so she actually has a psychology background. She currently works for Starbucks. She manages a store, and I think her goal would probably to be able to utilize that degree of hers one day. But she's a hard worker. She's a harder worker than I am, that's for sure. But she's very motivated, and I know she just wants to be the best version of herself, and anything I can do to help her get there, I'm happy to stick by her side for it.
Have your parents met her?
Oh, of course. Yeah, they love her.
You never know.
Yeah, they love her.
They love her?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, that's nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
got their approval and everything. So
that's nice.
Yeah.
So you got a girlfriend, you got a job you're happy in, and you can see ways to move in that job even. So it's not like you're going to have to. So you seem pretty well situated here.
Yeah. I feel like to get back to the whole point of this, just now that we sit here and talk through it, I mean, I'm very fortunate to be where I am, and wouldn't be here with all the people who've helped me throughout my life, all the different mentors and people who have helped me get to this point. To where I can be today. Well, thank you very much for. This is great, Howard. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's kind of fun, isn't it? Fun to have. Great. We've always just had a business relationship, so it's nice to sit down and talk with you.
Well, that's great.
Appreciate you having me on here.
Okay, thanks so much.
Awesome.